Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name's Lauren and this week I decided to start my sewing project off by using a pattern, but along the way I ended up adapting the pattern to better suit myself and also to work with the fabric that I was using. Before getting into this video, I wanted to say thank you for watching my videos. I have had my first video reach 1,000 views in the last couple of days and I'm so chuffed about it. I also wanted to thank all my subscribers since I'm nearly at 50 subscribers. So with that, let's get to it. I started with the Mrs. Easy to Sew fitted dress in 2-length stretch knits, which I picked up while thrifting in Australia. However, I decided I wanted to use a non-stretchy fabric, mainly because I hadn't read the pattern properly. But anyway, this is where I had to make the adjustments for my own project and how I decided to add a zipper in, but I'll talk more about that in a bit. When using a pattern, I always look at the little information sheet as well as rereading the pattern packet, as on there you'll find the recommended fabric types, the amount of fabric that you'll need, and anything else you might need, for example zippers, buttons and trim. Normally pattern sizes will have different sizes on them, so cut the pattern out to the size that you need. Mine was a 1 size, so I did have to make it smaller in the end, but I'd already done this since I have used this pattern before, and sometimes when buying second-hand patterns they are usually pre-cut, so it's always good to check whether it's been cut into a smaller size than you might need. Since this was an easy sew pattern, I only had to cut out 3 pieces, so I followed the pattern instructions, cut out 1 piece on the fold, which is demonstrated with a long line and 2 arrows pointing towards the edge, and then the other 2 pieces mirror copies of each other. I then laid my pattern over my folded piece of fabric to mark the darts once I'd cut everything out. And I sewed them in first, as it already starts to help add shape to the dress, and this is something you can't really go back and do once you've sewn everything together. Most patterns include seam allowance within the pattern itself, but it's always worth checking. So once I'd cut out my pieces, I referred back to the instructions and sewed my centre back pieces together, and then moved on to sewing my front and back shoulder seams and finally finishing off with the side seams. This pattern was 1 size and the size was too big for me, so I ended up looking like I was wearing a sunflower print potato sack when I tried it on at this stage, so that's when I decided to add in an invisible zipper, since I decided not to use stretched fabric like the pattern had recommended. Check out my quarter skirt circle video, which I'll link below, to see an attempt of explanation for how to insert an invisible zipper. I turned the dress inside out and then put it on, so I was able to pin the dress to be more fitted and have less of a potato sack feel. This way I was able to make sure I could move around okay in the dress whilst it was on me and still be able to get in and out of it before sewing everything in place. Once I was happy, I sewed all the side seams in place and hemmed the edges of my dress around the sleeves, the neck and the back, and finally the bottom of the skirt, and then I was done. I'm really pleased with how this dress has turned out. Sometimes starting with a pattern helps to learn more about dressmaking and also develops my pattern making skills. I have paired this dress with a pair of nude espadrille wedges and a cute red bag to bring out the red in the sunflowers. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe. Make sure to check out the links below, and with that, I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Bye!